This is for everybody. This is for Mayor Pugh. This is for the Department of Justice. This is for Cheryl Glenn. This is for the Maryland Black Caucus. This is for Bobby Zirkin. Like I said, I was doing a documentary about your racism in your courts and your judicial system. And I told you about Taxpayers nights. And what you did is you taking our money. You feel me? Taxpayers night. So this is what we doing. Mic check.
Sean Rawson.
That's Bernard Jack Young, and that's Catherine Pugh. And this is the War Memorial last week, Taxpayers night.
Sean Rawson.
Mic check.
Okay. Shorty. Mic check. Mic check.
My name's Shorty. I'm here as a taxpayer. My business is Shorty's Underground Ribs and Pit Beef. I've been in business for 20-something years. I'm also an advocate for prisoners' right and homelessness. All right, that's what I do. My business was making $260,000 a year. A percentage of my business, I was financing my activism. All right, taxpayer night. Y'all spending my tax dollars on the police that's incarcerating the black community. You militarizing the black community and you treating us like we live in Pakistan or Palestine with the Gaza Strip. And you ain't policing the same communities and you ain't not doing the same policing in other communities. When we talk about that police budget, you spent $400 million last year. It was $550, but in your budget, it ain't that money that you took from the citizens illegally, the properties that you took from the citizens illegally, the towing fees that you got to citizens illegally. That ain't in your budget, and you ain't compensating us for our losses. That's not in your budget. You feel me? You over-policing, and you over-policing not just in our streets, but in our pockets. You taking my money and spending it on incarcerating my community. Martin Luther King fought for social justice. He died for social justice. 1968, I was 8 years old, 9 years old. I threw rocks at police, the same way that they throw rocks at the police here at the uprising. You recycling the same social ills and social injustices and thinking that it's going to go away because a generation missed it. This millennial generation don't know about Jim Crow and white supremacy. I was born in '59. I see it up there on that table. Just because y'all got black faces don't mean that y'all ain't passing out a white agenda, white supremacy when y'all passing these laws, when y'all passing these budgets, and y'all ain't doing nothing for the black community. You understand? Mic check. Mic check.
That was a mic check that was at the mayor's office. They didn't want to say nothing. You see how Pugh was looking at me? I was dead serious about this. It's the criminalization of poverty. I'm Shorty. I'm Shorty. Meat on fire. All right? That's Shorty's bootleg bar, Shorty's Pit Beef and Ribs, Windy Valley General Store. I've been in business since 1997. I'm in Baltimore's Best. I'm in Style Magazine. I'm in the Baltimore Sun. I'm in the City Paper. I'm a very well-known individual. I'm also into making movies and arts and promotion. And that's my film director. And the movie that we was making was Letters Design. And Letters Design is about Governor O'Malley, Scott Shellenberger. All right? It's about your play-to-play politics. All right? This is the property that you took from me, case number. All right? This property that you took from me, from the state of Maryland. And Judge Turnbull ordered my property returned. Now, if you contact Judge Turnbull and get this letter from Judge Turnbull, this material was sent long before I got locked up, and it was exposing Scott Shellenberger. Judge Turnbull, Judge Holland, Judge Pearson, Judge Souder, Judge Janae, Judge Papaya, been blocking an investigation into the courts in Baltimore County. Y'all got a dissent decree in Baltimore City, but y'all left Baltimore County untouched. That's where all the money's at, in Baltimore County courts. All right? This is a court order, 2011, for my property to be returned. Governor O'Malley needs to return the videotapes and legal material he received in 2006 until this date in 2014. That's notarized. It's legal. And Bobby Zirkin was in that material. Bobby Zirkin, Scott Shellenberger, cabinets, court, the county council. It shows how y'all use your politics in the Democratic Party for racketeering, money laundering. Yeah, racketeering and money laundering. The same way that you did Operation Grey Lord in 1986. You need to do Operation Grey Lord here with a federal investigation for the courts here in the state of Maryland. Start in Baltimore County. Start in Bobby Zirkin's office. Start with the bail bondsmen. Start counting their money, because corruption counts itself and money counts itself. And I want, the Sousa got this information too, because y'all use your police department to protect the corruption. That's why y'all pay them so well. Now that's a court order for my property to be returned. This property was worth over $50 million that you took from me. It was worth over $50 million. It was 13 different movies about your politics in Maryland. And it could have generated money and revenues. I had contracts, and I want that $54 million. You didn't only steal a property from me in Maryland. You stole it from me in Illinois. This same thing. It's part of the documentary. It was ordered to be returned in January of 2010. If you'd have gave me this property back in 2010, O'Malley would be in jail now. O'Malley would be in jail. Cheryl Glenn would be in jail. 52 of your prominent and most promising politicians would be in jail because they've been stealing from the black community. And I'm standing on it. This is from 2007 when I started this, January of 2007. All right. Want to retrieve property taken by the Lake County State's Attorney's Office. You took property from me in 2000 in this case. You took property from me in this case. And you took property from me in this case. I'm out $2.6 million. And it was about Dred Scott. Blacks have no rights in America, which white America respects. You feel me? A court majority opinion. I'm showing you that Dred Scott still exists now. It exists with Tyrone West. It exists with Anthony Anderson. It exists with Khalif Browder. It exists with Stephen Clark. All right? Because y'all killing black people with no fear of repercussions. Like I said, see the email? This is from 2008. See the people on the email? I included you in this for a reason. Baltimore FBI, Department of Justice. See Jerome Stevens? Pastor Jerome Stevens, the one I be catching all the time. See the different names on here? I was doing a documentary about the Maryland politicians. All right? Shellenberger, you should have done this in 2008. A federal and state violation laws, bank standards. 2008 is how long I've been asking y'all to have a federal investigation. Catherine Pugh been blocking it when she was in the Senate, and she blocking it now because she the mayor. It's a house of cards and it's getting ready to fall down. And we're going after your money. Federal government, with the knowledge and consent of the Attorney General and the state's attorney, I've lost over $300,000 in gross revenues, mental and emotional distress. And y'all charge me with terrorism. Here it is. Thank you for your email concerning the possible fraudulent tax issue. Yeah, it's a fraudulent tax issue, and this is Taxpayers Night. Shorty's underground ribs. This case will be referred to the field audit. You ain't audited me yet. You refuse to audit because if you audit me, you're going to see that the state accepted forged checks. If you audit me, you're going to see that the state participated in the fraud. To whom it may concern. May 20th, 2008. May 20th, 2008, I was locked up in the state of Illinois. I was incarcerated. To whom it may concern. Dear sir, dear madam. The letter is to verify that on February 1st, 2008, Dwayne Davis, owner of the Country Ridge Country Store, is indisposed indefinitely. So in February of 2008, you started taking over the business. In February, you didn't pay any taxes. That's the bottom line. No taxes were paid from January till... No taxes was paid. You made over $2.6 million and no taxes was paid. You made money in my name and no taxes was paid. You made money in my name and no taxes was paid. You feel me? So we got all this on film. We got it all documented. ...2010, see it? Dwayne G. Davis. I was a Baltimore City resident. You kidnapped me from my home. for white supremacy. You kidnapped me in my home like they do black people for 400 years. You kidnapped me. The right to property. United States Constitution, due process. President Obama, Eric Holder, Department of the FBI, Washington Civil Rights Division, Carl Snowden, all right, Attorney General, Francock, the Comptroller. Give me an audit. Francock needs to audit me. Bank of America, SunTrust Bank. Dog, we talking about $2.6 million. And we talking about Judge Bell. Got this? Because I'm outing y'all. You feel me? Judge Bell got it. Judge Pearson got it. Senator Broshini got it. Senator Ben Cardin's got it. Mark Steiner got it. Stephen Janis from Fox 45 got it. Pollard Towing, because that's where your money at in the towing scandal. Y'all towing and making a lot of money with that towing industry. Tammy Brown got it. Stephen Janis from the Baltimore Sun. Stephen Janis from the Real News. He got this. All right. Like I said, it's taxpayers night. And putting this all out there so everybody know. Mic check. We're talking about the criminalization of poverty. And we're talking about motor vehicle laws. The Department of Justice got this. Catherine Pugh got this. Mayor Pugh got this. And that's a receipt from the Department of Justice, so you know that you got this. And we talk about the motor vehicle laws. That's certified. That's insurance lapse from MAVA. They charged me with $540 on a vehicle that I don't no longer own. All right? I don't no longer own it. You charging me taxes on something that the state stole. Not only did you steal my business, you trying to compound the interest on my social debt, on my physical debt. All right? 540 insurance lapse. You took a vehicle. The vehicle, you took it. I don't own it. The state took it. And you still charging me taxes. You keeping me from going back into business. Like I said, the courts and the clerk of the courts, criminal division. All right? Pollard Towing. I hereby command to attend and testify. All right? 2011, dog. Y'all ain't did nothing yet. The entire context of the defendant's truck. A 1999 Chevy Suburban, Maryland registration. All right? That's a body attachment. A body attachment means that you liable for it. The state is liable for property, and the state refuses to compensate me for my property. That's the Department of Justice. I got a case file number. All right? That's my case ID number. Department of Justice, Ronald Davis. That's the civil division. I want the criminal division because I want crimes charged. That's the White House. 1402 Lochner. Like I said, I was doing a documentary about America's racism in the politics. President Obama and Crowley sit down for an investigate a positive, the negative situation positive. That's me. Like I said, I was locked up in the state of Illinois. This came while I was locked up. So if I was locked up, the store should have been closed. I had sole proprietorship. No check should have been cashed. No check should have been made. No property should have been taken. I was locked up in 2008. That's Michael Nearham, State's Attorney's Office, for the property that you stole. And this is where it all started. Right here. 1402 Lochner in 2010. Because like I said, I wanted my property back. And the movie was about Governor O'Malley, Judge Bell, Carl Snowden. You feel me? Judge Boris. Alright? Is this clear for y'all? These politicians, that's why I want a criminal investigation, because you stopped me from making a movie about you. I informed you all in person involved. Legal actions be brought against the court and the various elected officials in Lake County, Illinois. I'm an independent filmmaker, a businessman, and owner in which you have full knowledge. All right? I got my shit on, asked for the grand jury because you charged me with terrorism. And I want the grand jury. I want to testify in front of the grand jury and bring all this to the light of day. And you got this in 2010 and it was notarized. This is what your Jane Miller didn't tell y'all. This is what Adam May didn't tell y'all. I'm a prisoner's right advocate. And that's from 2008. And that's Althea Walsh, the Attorney Disciplinary Committee. Because I want to show that the state's attorneys in Baltimore City, Mosby, Shellenberger, Bernstein, Michael Waller, Nearham, y'all abused the law to incarcerate black people. You use the power of prosecutorial discretion to incarcerate. That's where you make your money at. That's your cash cow. And it's documented. And I named the laws that you broke. You feel me? I named the laws that you broke. And I showed you it. To dismantle the master's house, you got to use the master's tools. The master uses the court to destroy black families. It's the criminalization of poverty. So like I said, might check, ain't no law against making a movie. It is a law against what you did to me. You took my money. I'm out $2.6 million. And the mayor has full knowledge of it. So does the ACLU. Because like I said, I followed your blueprint. I got a right to property. Do blacks in America have rights in which white America respects? No, they don't.